Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Diego Castro. Amid the looming El Nino, President Marcos signs an executive order creating a Water Resources Management Office under the Environment Department. The EO states that the office shall primarily be responsible for integration and harmonization of government efforts to ensure availability of water resources in the country. The WRMO is also mandated to, quote, ensure the immediate implementation of the integrated water resources management in line with the UN Sustainable Development Goals and formulate a corresponding water resources master plan. The office will be headed by an undersecretary to be appointed by the President upon the recommendation of the DENR Secretary. While the Water Resources Management Office is still being established, water-related issues continue to haunt parts of Metro Manila and Cavite. Affected areas will have to suffer daily water service interruptions of up to 21 hours for a few more weeks. Dave Abuel with the report.
Drums, buckets, basins. These have been a common sight in front of homes in Barangay 182 in Pasay City because of water service interruptions. Some residents could not even store enough water because of how frequent the interruptions are in their area.
Wala man lang silang abiso na gano'n din uli ang gagawin nila. Nagulat na lang kami na pati mga ipon namin naubos. Magugulat ka, alam mo naman na kailangan natin ng tubig.
But residents in 182 may have to endure it for another 2 weeks. Maynilad announced that cities of Pasay, Parañaque, Muntinlupa, Las Piñas, and some parts of Cavite will experience daily water service interruptions from April 25 to May 16. This could run for at least 8 hours up to 21 hours. The water concessionaire said the interruption is due to low water production caused by the turbidity level of raw water in Laguna Lake. This led to a leak in its ultrification valve in its treatment facility.
Ang Laguna Lake medyo mababaw na siya. So magbugso lang ang hangin ay talagang hahalo ka agad yung sediment sa raw water. So mas tumataas yung turbidity at mas matagal siya linisin sa ating treatment plant.
As early as now, Maynilad warns that another water service interruption may be implemented once they repair the valve.
The moment we do the repairs, kailangan niya ng plant shutdown. 24 hours yun. Prior to May 16, magbibigay tayo ng abiso kung kailan natin maumpisahan na yung repair works.
Maynilad has deployed mobile water tankers to deliver potable water to affected areas. For News 5, Dave Abuel, We Are One News.
A Chinese Coast Guard ship cuts off a Philippine patrol vessel carrying journalists in the South China Sea. A team from news agency AFP witnessed a near collision off the Spratly Islands over the weekend. AFP was among the media outlets invited to join 2 Philippine Coast Guard boats for patrolling. BRP Malapascua Commanding Officer Rodel Hernandez described it as an encounter between David and Goliath. Hernandez said Chinese boats have routinely blocked PCG ships during their patrols in the area. However, the recent incident was the closest he had seen vessels from the rival fleets come to a collision. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. The DFA says more than 400 Filipinos have been evacuated from Khartoum as the ceasefire in war-torn Sudan comes to a close on Thursday. Meanwhile, the Philippine Embassy in Cairo is waiting for more OFWs who are stranded at the Egyptian border. Camille Samonte tells us more.
The first batch of Filipino evacuees have successfully crossed the border of Sudan. Philippine Ambassador to Egypt Ezedin Tago welcomed at least 51 Filipino nationals who were initially stranded in the border. The process took several hours as the embassy had to manually issue travel documents.
Imagine po yung process kung gagawa namin ng travel document mano-mano sa karsada. It could take 5 to 10 minutes per travel document. And so that means if for about 10 travel documents, that's about a good hour. So a bus that has about 20 in a travel documents na kailangan, that could result. So these are the challenges po.
The evacuees will be brought to Aswan to rest after their long travel. From Aswan, they will then transfer to Cairo to take a plane en route to the Philippines.
Yes, they've already taken the bus. They will be proceeding, as I had mentioned also earlier, they will be proceeding, pupunta na sila sa Aswan, kung saan nag-arrange po kami na manatili sila ng isang gabi or dalawa sa isang hotel. And then after that, may isa pang biyahes, hopefully by plane or by bus or train, papuntang Cairo. And from there, we are arranging for their flights out to the Philippines.
The embassy is still waiting for 350 Filipinos who are part of the second batch of evacuees waiting at the border. Tago said to expect long waiting hours as different nationals are still scrambling to cross from Sudan. They also advised Filipinos to bring food and water, citing lack of essential resources in the area.
I hope they are ready also with water and food, especially for the long journey, as well as yung wait doon on the other side. Because kahit the facilities are really not provided. So we advise them na magdalang some supplies.
Even Migrant Worker Secretary Susan Ople and diplomatic officials also were not spared from the hassle in entering the border of Sudan and Egypt due to tight border control.
Requirement na may visa to enter. And right now, none of us sa DMW have the visas. We have diplomatic passports, but that's not enough. Ang totoo niyan, nahihirapan talaga. Hindi lang ang gobyerno natin, kung hindi pati ibang gobyerno, including the Egyptian government.
Meanwhile, the government also said it is having problems renting buses that will fetch evacuees.
Dati, ang isang bus nasa 8,000 US. Ngayon, ang going rate nasa 30,000 US na.
The DMW secretary is now en route to Aswan, Egypt to attend to the first batch of evacuees. More than 400 Filipinos have already been evacuated. Meanwhile, the Philippine consulate in Jeddah is coordinating with the Saudi authorities for the evacuation of Filipinos traveling through Port of Sudan. For News 5, Camille Samonte, we are One News.
The LTO is warning motorists that they are not allowed to DIY their own license plates once supply has run out. This warning comes after the agency announced that the remaining 1 million supply of license plates for motorcycles will only last until June, while the 300,000 plates for four-wheelers are expected to run out in July. LTO Chief J.R. Tugadi says they will only allow temporary license plates that have 1. The vehicle's conduction number, and 2. The MV file number of vehicles fresh from the casa or the dealer. Owners may also print their own license plates, but they must first secure authority from the LTO.
Bawal po gumawa ng plaka. Bawal gumawa ng plaka. Bawal mag-imprenta ng sariling plaka. Bawal po yung do-it-yourself plate.
Tugadi says they are also conducting an investigation into online sellers of unauthorized license plates.
Po sila. Na-identify na po actually namin yung mga yan. So, i-operate na lang po namin yan at sana po mahuli na po namin yung mga tao behind yung pagbenta nga po mga plaka na yan.
The LTO says that since 2012 to 2017, the plate backlog has reached 11 million, 2 million for vehicles, 9 million for motorcycles. The Bids and Awards Committee of the OTR is now discussing procurement of plates and plastic cards for driver's license. NBA legends Yao Ming and Luis Scola are now in the Philippines for the FIBA World Cup draw. Scola arrived in the country around 11 p.m. on Thursday, while Yao landed at the NAIA earlier today. They are among the global ambassadors for the quadrennial hoops showpiece. The FIBA draw, which will sort the qualified teams, will be held at the Araneta Coliseum this weekend.
You're going to see maybe a familiar face, Dave Norwood. Are you excited to see him again?
I'm excited to see everybody. I'm looking forward to it. Nothing. Thank you for all the support you do for basketball. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of fun these days. I'm very happy to be here.
And that's it for this hour. Join us again at 7:45 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Diego Castro. We are One News. All sides, all the time.